I'll set out our respective positions in the argument, and you can decide whose side you're on, right? I was saying, no, it's not. And John was saying, yes, it is. Right? And the argument was whether it was really ironic that George Michael had died last Christmas. Right? Have a little think, have a little... If anybody's thinking John's got a good point, get your coat and piss off home now, seriously. I was like, it's not ironic at all. He was like, you don't get it, Rhod. You don't get it, he died last Christmas. He had a song called Last Christmas. I was like, I get it, John. I'm not an idiot, mate. I see what you've done there. It's not ironic. At most, it's a bit of a coincidence that he died at Christmas and he had a song about Christmas. That's it, mate. He's like, yeah, but he died last Christmas, Rhod. I was like, I know he did, John, but only because we're talking about it now. If we were having this conversation this time next year, he'll have died the Christmas before last, won't he? He won't always have died last fucking Christmas, John, that's the point. But if you're looking for ironic ways for George Michael if somebody left a whisper at the top of the stairs and he'd slipped up an arse over tit and fallen down 10 flights of stairs, I'd accept that was bloody ironic, wouldn't you? If he'd gone to the bar in Club Tropicana expecting free drinks all evening, then got hit with a massive bill at the end of the night and had a fucking heart attack and keeled over. If he'd been round at a friend's house using their sunbed and the friend promises to wake him up before he goes to work, the friend forgets and leaves him under there all day. Comes home in the evening, there's just a sticky pair of Speedos melted on the... If he said he was never going to dance again. He says, I'm never going to dance again, you hear me? And everyone's like, but then he goes on a cruise. He goes on a cruise, he's in the disco, he's up on deck, he can't help himself. The music's too good, he starts dancing, and he joins in all the fun. He's in a conga, and everyone's going, you said you were never going to dance again, George Michael, you lying bastard. He's like, fuck off, it's only a conga, it doesn't count. And then he stands on somebody's foot, doesn't he? Oh, God, now he feels guilty. His guilty feet have got no rhythm. His guilty feet have got no rhythm, and he dances straight off the side of a ferry. I mean, it's more unusual than ironic, that one, I get that. The only way I would accept it was ironic that I've got to be very strict on this, Cardiff. The only way I would accept it was ironic that George Michael died last Christmas is if, right? And it's quite a big if, but if he'd been on the organ donation register, yeah, and then when he died, he'd given his heart to somebody else. Right? Yeah. And then the very next day, and it's got to be the very next day, mind you, not a few days later or the following week, no way. It's got to be Boxing Day or nothing. That person dies and gives George Michael's heart to a third party. That's the only way. Yeah. Wham! Take it or leave it.